Okay, so why do guys want to be drowned by a lump of slime? Today we're diving into the world of monster girls and trying to find out why everyone's so goddamn bad for them. And then later I'll be designing one or maybe two, as well as turn myself into one. Just because I'm extra. Okay. What exactly is a monster girl? And no, it's not me that one time during the month. That's a different creature. Monsters are creatures that are created by human fear. So basically, just something we made up because we were scared. Take the dark, for example. We're scared of the dark because we don't know what's in there. So surely there's gotta be a monster hiding there, right? Right? Every culture has their own spin on monsters, but they're usually seen as bad or evil-spirited creatures. Okay, let's take a lamia, for example. A creature from ancient Greek mythology that was made from a woman, lamia, who lost her children, ended up going crazy and eating other women's children, and eventually getting turned into a half-human, half-snake. And of course, what does Japan do? Turn it into an anime girl. Do you need more examples? Well, have a nine-tailed fox, known in a lot of Eastern cultures, and then you turn it into a fox girl. Have an android, and you turn it into the most popular waifus known on the planet, Chibi. Another example is you have a cow, and then you turn it into... The list of monster girls is endless, and by the examples I just showed, I'm pretty sure I can say they're rather successful. Let me show you what I mean. We did a tier list on stream to find out which monster girl is the hottest. Here's this Drider that I don't think I'm gonna be... Nah. Okay, slime girl. See? Totally normal behavior. So why do people, including my chat, go absolutely feral for a scaly snake woman that can swallow them whole? Maybe we can explain it with the famous saying, if there is a hole... Okay, but for real, we can break this down to several points. Making something scary into something hot. Sounds like a nice coping mechanism there, Mr. Gunnar. Being scared of the drain monster? Well, put some boobs on it and you suddenly have entered the realms of dangerous and hot. A very dangerous combination. Unique traits. Each monster or creature comes with their own personality. You would imagine, for example, a vampire to be dark, sexy, and cunning. Sexy. While a dog would be cute, happy, and loyal. Take these traits and insert into something humanoid. And suddenly we have something that appeals to a human mind. As I said, it's usually just the preferred traits that get highlighted because, I mean, you usually don't see Corona the dog VTuber play around in her own poo. And then there's the fantastical aspect. Everyone loves fiction and fantasy, just like the tale of girls existing on the internet. Say you're really into Lord of the Rings and you love the universe and the creatures in it. Of course you're gonna find a real attraction to elves, dwarfs, and hobbits. It's natural. And then there's variety. Well, it's true. Sometimes you just get a bit bored with the same old normal human woman. So why not add some variety, like some claws and maybe some wings to make it more interesting? You never know when she's gonna kill you. And then the last point is, you might just be a freak. I don't know what to tell you, but from going through a deep dive on Reddit and hentai, as well as seeing my chat reactions, I think you might just be a little freaky. But that's okay. Now that we know why monster girls are popular, let's try make some ourselves. I went with my favorite, the Oni, and then chat's favorite, the slimy one. Honestly, most slime girls seem to be of the cute and small stature, just like the representation in games and anime. Literally a bottom tier monster. I want to make something a little bit different, so we're not going with slime girl, we're going with a slime mommy. And according to chat reactions, the most desirable features of a slime girl is the texture and always being wet. So I had to make sure that she's drippy and always looking shiny. They also asked some interesting questions though, like, can I enter the slime and we can become a slime human mecha? And do you have to fill her up like a jelly donut? As I said, totally normal reactions. So our wet, jelly-filled donut-like slime mommy is done. Yeah, let's get working on the Oni! The Oni, in our case, is a demon from Japanese folklore. He kinda looks like an angry bearded man with horns and teeth, but they're all evil spirits and they bring misfortune, disaster, and death. So when you anime fight, you usually get anime girls like Shion or Shuna from Slime, and they're usually the subject for fan service. They all have an oriental style to them, and usually they have horns, and depending on the character, sometimes longer nails and pointy little ears. I wanted to make her partial street style without losing the oriental aspect, and of course we're keeping the handlebars. But despite all the justified design decisions, there was something rather important that I had to keep in mind. Guess what? I also want to become a monster girl, so we're gonna! I mostly use things I already had in my closet, but I had to make the horns, which turned out to be my biggest nemesis. Who knew they needed like days to dry? Well, I learned the hard way. I went with the Oni Girl because I'm sorry, but I didn't really feel like covering myself from head to toe in purple body paint, so hope that's okay. But yeah, I basically just had to layer a lot of clothing items and just pray that they stayed in place during the shoot, or possibly during the stream. Did I mention that I struggle with the horns? Well, an even bigger problem was keeping the horns glued and actually attached to my forehead, which you'd think be an easy task judging by all that real estate. But it really wasn't. I'll show the final photos that I took at the end of the video, so you'll see yourself. Okay. Is that okay? Are we kind of done? Money check. It's a money rotate. It's been 3 hours. I spent 1 hour gluing these things to my head, and they're still not really glued to it. This one horn is trying so bad. You can see here, the tape is like holding up for dear life. But like, this is what I tried to do. Little bit less horny. Yeah, I think maybe a bit too horny. It's been a while since I struggled this hard to get a cosplay going. This crazy that this like duct tape works better than a bro, are you kidding me? Oh my god, this is impossible. we're just gonna have to take these off. I will put them back on later, okay? Do you think I did okay? Oh wow, you can see. One has a bit more of a recoil to it. Yeah, anyways. So here's the side-by-side, art and the artist. Hope you thought it was interesting to see an original cosplay from me, and let me know if you enjoyed this kind of more educational type of video. Anyways, that's all from me. Bye! Rotisserie money! Spray some water.